participant mode, subscribers, bow. Nice. All messages. Let's go. All right. Let's get it in. That time of night. 4th of July workout. We got some freedom noises going outside right now, of course. How's it going, Ella? Yeah, we got fireworks going off outside, but the weight's inside, so that's where we're at. Oh. Gonna be a fun time tonight. Empty gym as usual. So, all right, let's get it in. Yeah, it's gonna go all night here too. There's a lot of fireworks going off here. South is just we love the fireworks. I lit a few things before I came in. We did some small stuff before I came in here with the kids. So, all right, let's put some weight on the bar. I have a feeling we're gonna have a small crowd in the stream tonight though, because of it. We're gonna have a lighter stream tonight, I think. Everybody's out lighting fireworks or drinking, partying. It's all right though. 4th of July is 4th of July, right? 4th of July is 4th of July. Yeah, we've got fire trucks going up and down the street already tonight. Ambulances, everything else. So I'm sure someone's already lit fire to something. Someone's probably already burnt their hand. It's gonna be like that all night. So, all right, we got 225 on the bar. We're gonna hit this for tree reps real quick. Keep getting warm, and then we'll talk about some more weight. Oh yeah, it's gonna be like that all over the place all night. Here. Woo! How's it going? Ooh, all right. We're gonna go three plates aside. So we're gonna go 315 for the next set. So let's grab it. All right. How's it going, Marco? What's up? Get it in. 4th of July workout. You know how we do. We don't miss it for nothing. I'll be here today. I'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, we did some steaks tonight. Hey, how's it going? We did some steaks tonight. Some big old ribeyes. We lit off some fireworks of our own. So we didn't do a lot of fireworks this year. We did just a little bit. All right, we got 315 on here. We're gonna hit this for a single in about 30 seconds. Let me get my angling a little bit better. You would think that by this point I would have this angling thing down, right? What's up? Steak and salmon, a solid meal. That's a solid meal. We had some potatoes with our steak, and then I took like a little bit of a power nap. You know what I'm saying? Before we did fireworks, just told the wife, I was like, whenever it gets dark enough to do fireworks, wake me up. So All right, let's grab this. Easy work. Just woke up from a nap. Yeah, I'm still like waking up from said nap right now. So waking up from said nap as we speak. As we speak. So been very busy, very busy today. So I had to get my extra little bit of rest. All right. Got some more weight. It's good. I am going to say, though, I think it's probably going to be a very, very light stream tonight. I don't think there's going to be a lot of people in here. I'm going to do heavy weight, don't get me wrong. I don't think we have a lot of people in the stream tonight. With all the fireworks going off, and I don't know if you guys assumed that this wasn't the case, but 90% of my viewers are from the U.S., so probably not going to be super busy tonight in the stream. Hopefully we are. Hopefully everybody's lighting fireworks, having a good time, though, so. All right. Let me give myself like another 60 seconds before we grab this 325. I'm probably going to go like 330 tonight, maybe 335. I don't have a spotter tonight, same issue as last night. I couldn't go to the other gym and get that membership sorted because it's the 4th of July and everything's closed today, or at least unstaffed. So nothing was available for me to go get that done today. And then the other gym where we have spotters usually closed super early for the 4th. So we are just kind of stuck where we're at, you know. But it's alright. It's alright. All right, let's grab this 315 or 325, and let's move on to the next thing. Happy 4th, keep it real. Let's go! I'm actually larger than I was. I don't know when the last time you were here. I don't know who you are, but I'm actually larger now than I was a month ago. Ooh. I went through ISSA. If you're interested in getting a certification for like any kind of training oriented things, honestly, they're all the same at this point, in my opinion. When I was hiring for a gym, they had no preference. NASM wasn't better than ISSA or didn't take precedence over another one. You just had to have one. And honestly, there wasn't any real difference as far as like who got more clients or who was doing better typically. NASM trainers didn't just like by and large do better than ISSA. ISSA didn't do better necessarily than ACE trainers. They kind of all just, they all started pretty much in the same place. Those certifications, well, they will give you a lot of basic knowledge. They don't prep you to be a trainer, in my opinion. They give you all the technical lingo, but being a trainer is a very different thing to what those classes actually teach. It changes your entire, basically, that knowledge base is good to have, but everything you're going to be doing is very different to what you actually utilize. So unless you're going like sport specific, it could be more utilized. But for general training purposes, a lot of that stuff isn't super useful. So usually we look for experience over anything else. If you had schooling, which is great, but all right, we got it's 325. This is 335 on the bar now. We're gonna hit this for a single. Hit this for a single here. Let me get y'all a better angle. We watched a little bit of fireworks. We did some small fireworks on our own. How's it going? How's it going, Martin? We did some small fireworks on our own. But we got 335 on here. We're not going to go super heavy tonight, I guess. No spotter. Honestly, I don't know what I expected on the 4th. Honestly, don't know what I expected on the 4th. For this place to be busy, it's not going to be, right? But the other place wasn't, it's the 4th of July, so everything's closed out here, right? So couldn't get the membership sorted at the other place today. Which we probably would have been able to source a spotter there potentially, I hope. But I couldn't get that sorted today, obviously, with the 4th of July being a thing. So. It's all right. It's all right. We're here, though. We're here, though. That's what counts right now. That's what counts right now. Ugh. I am feeling a little spent from the week, though. Like busy, like physically busy, not like bench spent. But just like physically spent. I'm definitely more tired now than I have been the last few weeks. Appreciate it, Nick. How's it going? How's it going? Oh, Brian. Mossberg! Yeah, happy American Day, right? Let's go. Yeah. 335. 335. Woo! Let's go. You'll get there, you'll get there. Your PRs will come up. Your PRs will climb. Take time, take time. Whew. Yeah, it comes with time, it comes with time. Everything takes time, man. I'm still trying to wake up from my nap from like an hour ago. I had like a 3/4 of a pound piece of ribeye. I mean, the ribeye was like this big, right? It was like an inch thick, big old piece of ribeye. But obviously took a nap after the ribeye. Had that with some potatoes. Had that food coma set in. It was good. Good Lord. That food coma set in hard. All right, we're going to hit this. What's up, Daniel? Happy 4th, happy 4th. All right, let's get it. It might have been more than an inch. It might have been like an inch and a half, 2 inches. It was a big steak. Whatever it was a thick steak. It was a good ribeye. It was a good ribeye. Nice little pause rep. Little pause rep, mix it up a little bit. That's a lot of pull-ups and barbell rows. There's not really a motivation. So, it does sound weird. I don't rely on being motivated. It's mostly just about showing up, to be honest. It's mostly just about showing up. It's less about motivation, honestly, at some point. So, whoa. Motivation comes and goes. It does. It does. All right. We're going to hit 2 more singles. This is 315. The best way to explain it, I guess, is discipline carries you to motivation. Motivation is good when it comes, but it comes and goes. Discipline's your carrier between that. You're going to have spurts of motivation. Discipline is what you need to develop to be successful when it comes to physical fitness. So in any form or fashion, doesn't matter if you're doing powerlifting, bodybuilding, strongman, kickball, it doesn't matter. It's discipline over motivation, but motivation is always a helpful thing, right? So, but discipline would be the best answer. The days I don't feel, there's very rare occasions when I don't feel like getting up to work out. But when that does happen, the few and far between, it's discipline. It's like, all right, just show up, get it done. You'll feel better about it later. That's usually how it goes down for me. Motivation is earned. Discipline is learned. All right, let's get it. We already did fireworks. Yeah, we don't miss the gym for anything. There's not a single reason that I would miss the gym for today. Honestly, would have skipped fireworks before I missed the gym. That's a personal preference. So, I go to the gym on Thanksgiving. I go to the gym. If it's a holiday, I go to the gym, unless it's a Sunday. Sunday's no rest day. But any holiday that's not a Sunday, I'm at the gym. I'm at the gym on my birthday, every holiday. Sunday is the only rest day for me. Doesn't matter if it's Christmas Eve, I'll be here. I lift more than you though, Florida, so I guess that's okay, right? Yeah, the lights help a lot. Help a lot. I 100% have worked out on Christmas. I have 100% done that. No, more. I lift more than you, Florida. More, like physically poundage, pound for pound, more. Like amount of weight on a bar. Little Larson press. Little Larson press. Larson press, solid work. Yeah, I don't miss workouts. They're not going too far. I do this professionally. They're not going too far. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. It's interesting that you went from I'm not working out enough to I'm gonna get injured because you. I mean, what's the case here? Do better. Do better. You waiting on the bench, boss? You need the bench?
So what?
You need the bench?
Yeah. You already done?
Yeah, I'm finished up with it. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
You want me to leave some on there?
135.
135. Gotcha. They're all here. They're all here today. It's they're all off of work. All right. We're gonna do some curls, guys. We're gonna do some curls. We're gonna do some easy bar curls. Some easy bar curls. All right, we are set up. Let's get it. Let's get some actual weight on this bar real quick. It's just got a little 20-pound on it. Well, we make them difficult, Mark. We make them difficult. All right, twins. Appreciate you stopping in. All right. We got our bar mounted up with our warm up real quick. Just a plate, just a plate. I don't plan on going to any islands. I don't plan on going to any islands. I stay right where I'm at. I stay right where I'm at. All right, let's grab it. All right, let's keep it pressing. Oh, now the weights are very real, very real. All right. We got some more weight on the bar? Or some more weight on the bar? Team Styrofoam. Paper mache, actually. Paper mache. Paper mache. At least get it right. Let's grab it. I'm gonna hit this for a triple, increase the weight, double, increase the weight, single. So we'll see how high we get. We'll see how we get. I'm making a lot of steps that I haven't even got to yet, so we're gonna get this first for our triple. All right. Yep. What's up, Eli? Welcome to the stream, boss. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. All right, gonna add some more weight, another 5 pounds. That's not my saying, so why would I scream that? Not mine. I imagine that's actually trademarked, to be fair. That is probably trademarked. If he hasn't trademarked it, I would be super surprised. I would be super surprised if he hasn't trademarked it. So. All right, let's grip it and rip it, right? All right, we got, I don't know how much weight it is. It's an amount. These are 45s, but the bar, I think we all decided was like 20 pounds was like a good even number. I think someone said it was actually 22 or something, but we're gonna go 20. So you got 110, 120, 130, like 135 to 140, depending on what this bar weighs. Maybe as high as 145, but somewhere in that ballpark. We'll say around 140 to be conservative. So. All right, let's grab it. Yeah. One more. Let's add some more weight. Let's add some more weight. We're gonna go for singles now. Singles now. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. All right, we've got the round 145 to 150. One of those two, 145 conservatively, 150 potentially, depending on the bar weight. But the bar doesn't actually list a weight, and it doesn't even actually, I think it's definitely a cap bar. I just don't know which cap bar and how old it is. This bar is very old. Very old. All right. Let's grip it. Hold on, let me fix one thing first, though. Hey, Todd, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Todd. I appreciate the support. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Let's grab this, hit a single. Let's go. Two more. Yep. Yeah. I appreciate it. I do. All right, we did that was curls. We've got to do shoulders next. We're not going to do a drop set on curls today. We did a lot of reps the last couple days. Did a lot of singles today. So we're going to go ahead and do shoulders next. We did dumbbell yesterday. We're going to do barbell today. We're going to do standing barbell to be exact. So standing barbell today. So let's get that racked up. All right. Plate. I was gonna come and respond to the chats, Mark. I was gonna respond to the chats, and then I saw the content of said chat. So all right. Let's grab it. Here. Yep. Oh, Lord. All right, keep the chat clean, guys. Keep the chat clean, guys. Appreciate it. Lord. Feeling good tonight, guys. I'm feeling good tonight. I'm about to break out the laptop. We'll break out the laptop here in a second and keep up with chat. All right, let's go. All right, we just added 20 pounds, so nothing super heavy. 155 on here, 155 on here. We're gonna hit this for a quick three piece. Let's go. So standing, if you're doing it strict and seated, are very similar movements, but you do get a little bit more isolation on your shoulders when you're doing a seated. You can utilize leg drive from either position, standing or seated, but your leg drive utilization is different between a seated and a standing, as I can get more drive generally through standing if I decide to do like an OHP, like an overhead or a push press, right? So if I decide to do a push press, I can utilize leg drive a lot more. I usually don't utilize leg drive until I get closer to PR range. which usually I don't start doing that till around 200. We'll start to add the push press in there. But from a seated position, you can utilize leg drive in the same fashion that you would kind of a bench press, right? So you can drive through your legs a little bit. Very similar groups being worked, just slightly different. I will say that this is more core compound as well. Like you're getting a lot more core work out of this compound movement compared to a seated version of it. So. All right, let's get it. I appreciate the help tonight, Mossberg. Mossberg, how have you been? I feel like I haven't seen you that much recently. Not a bad thing. I know you're busy, but I know you're busy. Want to make sure you're doing all right. So that was a long story to say, yes, Mark, there is a difference, but it's not like a significant difference. It's a moderate at most. I don't know. We're gonna keep pressing. We did 225 push press last night after our squats for the giggles, but I don't know. I'm glad, Mossberg. I'm glad. So those small differences, Mark. I appreciate the support, Todd. Just keep the chat clean, but I appreciate the support. I really do. How much kilo? I don't know. I only measure in freedom units, generally. Yeah, there's core engagement. Yeah, there's difference in core engagement. But so because I shoulder press 6 days a week, we can alternate my shoulder press and get better results than just doing a singular shoulder press routine or singular movement and changing that movement periodically. I can change it every week and rotate them. That's why you'll see me doing dumbbell, standing overhead, seated overhead, and sometimes I'll even throw in a machine. So God bless. God bless, Todd. But it's one of those things of like, because my frequency of shoulders is so much, I can do more movements. Does that make sense? I'm not like, I don't have to laser in on one shoulder press that seems like it does the most. If I had to pick one shoulder movement though, I would probably stick to standing overhead press. Like if I was limited to one shoulder movement a week, it would probably be the standing overhead press. That would be my primary. Either that or standing dumbbell. So. All right. Let's get it. What do we got on here? 45, 55, 65, 195. 195 right here. Yep. Let's go 205. Let's go 205. Doesn't feel too bad. Let me grab some plates, guys. We're actually going to go 215. We're going to go 215. 215. All right. We have a lot of signs on the wall. That one just says don't wear dirty shoes in the gym, like with mud and stuff caked on them. The area that I'm from out here, there's a lot of clay and a lot of red dirt, and it tracks all the way through the gym. It says shut up and squat. That's what it says. All right. It's all reversed. The phone's mirrored. All right, we got 215 on here. We're gonna hit this for 1, and then we're probably gonna do a drop for 3, and then we've got to do rows. We're going to do dumbbell rows today, I believe, is the plan. All right. Yeah, dumbbell row. I like the idea of dumbbell row tonight. Our dumbbells just ain't that heavy. We might do dumbbell row tomorrow. I'm gonna decide. We might do barbell tonight. All right. Yeah. Woo-wee! I squat 6 days a week. And I'm definitely not in Utah. I don't even know if I've ever been to Utah. I don't know that I've ever actually been to Utah. I've been to a lot of states, but Utah might be like one of the only ones I skipped. Not on purpose, I just didn't go to Utah. I am not a Mormon. All right. Nothing wrong with that if you want to be a Mormon, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if I know any Mormons, actually. I'm sure I've met one, but I'm not from Utah. Not my gig. Yep. From good old South Carolina. Yeah, that was our warm-up. All right, let's get it. Yeah, Todd, we're going to keep the focus on working out, Todd. We're going to keep the focus on working out. To each their own, boss. To each their own. All right. We got 225 on here. We're going to grab it for 7 reps. And then we're going to go ahead and move up to 315 for a triple. So let's get it moving. What's up, cowboy? Yeah. Yep. 4th of July. Talk to your holiday. Todd, we're not gonna do this right now. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna remove that comment. We're gonna stick to lifting. We're gonna stick to lifting, Todd. Stick to lifting. All right. All right. I don't know any K-pop dances, Mark, and I probably wouldn't. Would it take that challenge? To be fair. I might, depending on the dance. But no, I don't know any K-pop dances. I don't know that I've ever heard any K-pop songs that I can remember. God bless, Todd. God bless. I don't know what to tell you. We're lifting here. All right, let's get it. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! All right. I'm gonna add some more weight. I'm 5'11", and that was 315. Nice. Chest and calves is a good day. All right. All right, we're gonna fix this. Boom. Mark, calves is a good time. I've been training for 5 years, give or take a couple months. We're just gonna keep saying 5 years until we hit 6 years. So, what, Mark? I had to fix like 4 of your comments. YouTube decided to block all 4 of your last comments. We've done calf raises. We've definitely done calf raises. My calves are just there. They just exist. All right. Always. We're always here. We do squats every night, Todd, on stream actually, 6 days a week right now. We've been doing that for like 3 weeks, almost a month. Probably the bad memory, Mark. I would imagine it's the bad memory. So I'll tell you, memory issues tend to be more prevalent in people that pour their milk in before their cereal. I've heard there's probably a study on that. I'll look more into it later, but I'm pretty sure those correlate 1 for 1. But no, we've done calf raises 1 time on stream, I think. 1 time. No, twice, because we did them on the leg press. We did them on the leg press. All right. Yep. Let's add some more weight. Let's add some more weight. Another single. Another single. I don't need a break. I'm doing okay. All right, let's keep it pressing. Yeah, we're doing heavy singles. We did two sets, a triple at 315. We did a single at 335, and we're gonna do a single at 355. So that's what you think, Mark. But actually what I'm doing here is I'm pushing the earth down so the bar comes closer to my chest, right? Just using my legs. So I just push the earth away from me and the bar naturally just raises to my chest. So much easier. So much easier. I feel that, Alex. I feel that. I had one of those earlier. I took myself a little nap. No, Mark. See, it's a real small movement. I do like a little drop like that, shoves the whole earth just like a couple of inches in orbit, out of orbit, and then it adjusts back, and that's when the bar goes back down. So, very tricky movement. Very tricky movement. Not for intermediates or anything. You got to be an expert on that one. You got to be certified to kick the earth down, 9 inches between reps. All right. All right, I think that's most we're doing on that tonight. We got to get some other stuff done. It felt good though. It felt good. Dips do work chest. Well, it depends on what position you're in on the dip, but dips do work chest, yes. But there's different positions for the dip that help focus and target different areas. So. But generally, all of them are going to work the chest a little bit. So yes and no. It works chest, but some of them you can move your effort more to your triceps, or your focus more to your triceps or your shoulder. There's ways to finagle dips to different muscle groups, but always going to have some chest activation there. Generally, it'd be hard not to. All right. Oh, good old milk. Yeah, so so depending on where your center is, right? So if you're straight up and down, you're getting a pretty even split, right? Lean a little bit more forward, you're focused in on your front of your shoulders a little bit heavier, chest a little bit more, less on your triceps. And then you can actually lean back, like you said, you can get more of a tricep-centric movement. It's not going to feel good, and it's not a significant rollback. If you really want to get your triceps, you can go over top. I don't recommend it because it could be something is not. And when I say lean back, you're just going straight up and down. You're not going like this way. I don't know how Mark meant it. To be fair, Mark might be trying to troll a little bit, but I'm not sure. Maybe he means it as a straight up and down. I'm gonna give you benefit of the doubt, Mark. I'm going to give you benefit of the doubt. You can also isolate your triceps forward as well. You can get a really good tricep isolation if you roll far enough forward. You can isolate your triceps really well. All right. No, I feel like that's the route we need to go, Mark. It's the route we need to go. I don't know my arm measurement, but it is almost torso size. Like it's getting to the point where it is almost torso size. And I have a large torso. So I imagine, you know, it's all, you know what I'm saying? Not a fan of CrossFit personally. I find CrossFit to be the least impressive of all the sports that involve any strength movement. Not that it doesn't take work, but it's just the least impressive to me personally. To each their own, though. To each their own. Well, CrossFit seems most difficult? Well, only if you account for the time that they're in hospital recovering. After some of those wild movements they decide to use. It is a lot of cardio, yes. So I'm sorry, but CrossFit is one of those ones that like, so this is true across all sports, in my opinion. You can play or be a professional in a sport and not get fit, okay? Not look fit, not look like you do said sport, right? That's very apparent in my sport, powerlifting, right? You have a lot of guys that look really unfit, that lift really heavy, right? It's sport specific. CrossFit is one of those ones that it looks like, based on the level of effort they seem to be putting forward, they should be like extremely fit. But generally, in my experience, 9 times out of 10, people that do CrossFit extensively and for extended periods of time tend to be the least fit of all the sports, in my opinion. People that do it can like actually like focus in on it, right? That actually were successful with it. Most people that attend CrossFit on a regular basis, I have taught CrossFit classes or CrossFit-esque classes. I saw the least results out of those classes. Now, mind you, I didn't want to teach CrossFit classes. It was a necessity for the place I was working. I had to teach the CrossFit classes in a sense. 9 out of 10 of the people that went to those classes for years, I didn't get to program them, obviously, did not see measurable results. I'm sorry. So, they did not see measurable results. It got to the point where I was starting to recommend to them that they start taking some strength training classes while they were in the CrossFit class. Like, hey dude, you've hit the marker where this is no longer useful for you. You probably need to do some strength training, like weight training style stuff, like traditional, to get you any further than where you're at now. Now, if you're extremely unfit and you start taking CrossFit and you want to lose some weight, you'll burn calories. But if you're like doing it for sport, that's different, you know? So, I don't know. Someone's probably going to get upset with that opinion. I'm not a big fan of CrossFit. I've never found it interesting, personally. It was a fad. And it's dying off. I appreciate it, Matt. Appreciate it. Yes, very CrossFit-esque, actually. I'm sorry. Someone should have like trouble tested that for me. Like, all right, let's see what you're gonna do once you're up on that bar, and then been like, no, we're gonna skip this segment. Like that shouldn't have happened. Monday, Wednesday. Did we? We have squats and deadlifts next. What's up, Jeremy? Squats and deadlifts next. All right. your left arm is coming back. Are you like Deadpool? You regrow them, or you don't live that kind of thing down. You don't. You don't live those pull-ups down there. You don't. All right, we're gonna warm up with 225. It's my program in particular. It's not for everybody, I promise. I do full body 6 days a week. Full body 6 days a week, guys. We do full body 6 days a week, and deadlift is 3 of those days. Squat is 6 days a week, though. Now, it didn't used to be 6, but it is now. All right, let's grab our 225, and we're gonna walk it out of the rack. We're gonna hit it, you know, an amount of times, more than one. Let me move our camera just a little bit, guys. Sorry. Everything. It's a full body. It's a full body every day. Except Sunday. I take rest on Sundays. So. All right, we got 315 on there. We're about to grab that here in a second. About to grab that 315 here in a second. I'm gonna hit that, and then we still have one more lift after that, and then squats. It's gonna be a great time. It's gonna be a great time. Where's my milk? There's my milk. No, I'm gonna stay natural regardless, Jeremy. I don't foresee any reason for me not to. I know that that's a worry for a lot of lifters and stuff, but if you take care of yourself the right way, it shouldn't be necessary. So, but I mean, there's always going to be that chance. But my diet is so clean. I take care of my human being pretty well to avoid things like that in the future. So. All right, let's grab our 315, guys. Let's go. It's that time. Yeah, so a lot of the time, these things that, cause us to consider those and send back blood work that would make that stuff make sense, like supplementing that kind of stuff. A lot of the time, our diet, our sleep cycles, our stress levels, our environmental factors, those have more to do with why we end up in that position than anything else, and a lot of them can be corrected. So anytime I have like someone that's concerned with that kind of stuff, obviously I'm not a doctor, I can't tell them, I can't be their doctor, but I can definitely help them figure out their environmental standpoint, like what could be causing this, and what could we try and adjust to help you with this if you're not looking to get the medical help, right? Because a lot of times people will come to me and they're like, hey, how do I naturally kind of fix some of these issues with like sluggishness or feeling sleepy throughout the day without having to go and get medical intervention, medicine. And we fix all the environmental factors and they still feel like crap, they go to the doctor. I never tell them not to go to the doctor, but they're looking for an alternative to medicine. Medicine does great things, don't get me wrong, but I think that trying to do it the right way first, avoid a pill, avoid a medication is important as a preemptive step if you have the time and ability to do so. So medication and medical intervention, in my opinion, unless it should always be like a last step, right? Let's get medical intervention, unless it's something like serious, obvious. If you fill out an airplane, we're not going to push up our way through that, right? But if you're having a serious medical condition, it's different. But if you're just feeling like crap, there's a lot of things you can change usually, environmentally or just physically, that'll help with that. All right. Yep. So everybody ages differently, right? So I've got people that are my age, 30 years old, right? That, feel like crap on a daily basis. Their backs hurt, they feel sluggish, they feel low energy, they get chest pains, or they're getting, on a ton of medications and things like that. And, then I see the other side of that being part of the fitness community. Like I'm around a lot of people in the fitness community on a daily basis, and I don't see that as often, right? So outside of people that work out, I see it more often that people feel those effects of aging, which in my opinion aren't truly just effects of aging. They're effects of poor diet and poor health management for years, right? So there is a difference between physically fit and healthy, yes. You can be fit and not be physically healthy. You can have issues while you're fit, sure. But generally, unless you're abusing, some substances or you have underlying problems, being physically fit is always going to be a best indicator of whether or not you're physically healthy. They usually work together. Now, that being said, if you're using some of these performance enhancers, a lot of the time those guys can look super fit and not be super healthy. But on the same note, if you're not fit, right, 99% of the time not fit, you're gonna have health ramifications. So I personally use creatine. Natural supplement. Creatine's a great supplement in my opinion. So I've been using it for almost 5 years now. So creatine is very effective, very effective. I use it personally. But the opposite is very true as well, right? So you can be fit without being healthy, but that's rare, right? That's more rare as comparative to being unfit and unhealthy, right? No, the thumbnail is not AI. So I will tell you right now that I know a lot of really old lifters, Robert. There's a lot of really old lifters out there. You just probably don't know them. I don't know. I can tell you right now, I know at least personally, and mind you, this sounds like a small number, but I know, I've seen Met talk to over 15, 20 lifters that are 60, 70, 80 years old that are still competing. Still competing, a lot of them. In fact, there was there was 2 or 3 of them in my last competition that were actively competing in masters. There's a whole division dedicated to it, actually. Lifting is great for you. Lifting is amazing for your health. You can mess up, sure, you can get hurt, but you can get hurt being unfit as well. Generally, they do switch over to machines at some point. Because it is just less stress. Also, your risk of messing up your movement is a lot less. So if you mess up on a machine, you're going to have generally less of an issue with that, right? So it's just going to eventually re-rack itself. So I would say that lifting weights is always going to, and this is my opinion here, and it's backed by a lot of good research, a lot of studies. Lifting is always going to be, in my opinion, unless you have other issues, a superior for your general health to cardio. Cardio is great. It's great for your cardiovascular health is important, right? But lifting is, by and large, going to do more for your general health and your aging process than cardio. I mean, that's probably going to upset a few people, but you can walk 1 billion steps a day, right? Resistance training, yes. Resistance training is great. You can walk and run every day, sure, but there's only so much muscle retention and building you're going to do doing that. You could run, you could jog, whatever you want to do. So your body releases a lot of really good hormones and really good stuff when you're lifting that helps you age gracefully, you know. It's good for your brain health as well, lifting. Good for your brain health. All right, we got 405. We're gonna hit this for 1 real quick. All right, Robert, we're not gonna agree. I'm sorry, we're not gonna agree. Yes, your heart rate spikes when you're lifting. That is true, but that's not a significant issue. No, we're going to disagree, Robert. I'm sorry. We're going to disagree. I know more people that lift into their old age than do significant amounts of cardio into their old age. All of the people over 60 that I know that do cardio on a routine basis generally have, or sorry, not all of them, but generally the people over 60 I know that do cardio as their primary fitness item have more health issues and develop more health issues than people doing weight training over 60. I see it. I see the correlation. I've worked with hundreds of people over the years, and I can see it myself. Not even just studies. I can literally tell you that this is something I have watched happen. So. All right, let's get it. But we're not going to agree, Robert. We're not going to agree. I plan on being 70, 80 years old and still, deadlifting, benching, and squatting, and being, having a good time, enjoying my life. So, I'm going to be okay. I promise. Re-rack that. We gotta get some squats in tonight, guys. Get some squats in. Robert, I have to disagree. I know some really muscular older folks. I'm sorry, Robert. It's just, it is what it is. If you take care of yourself properly, you can retain a lot of your muscle mass even into your old age. You can retain a lot of that strength. I watched a guy the other day. How old was he? 70 years old. He's benching over 405 at 70 years old. And he's like actually a little over 70. He's like 71. Or it was like, it was his 70th birthday or something. 70th birthday, and he benched like 405 for like a couple of reps. So it is purely how well you take care of yourself. I'll find if I can find the video again, I will post it. But it was a professional gym, obviously, that was helping him along the way with this, spotting him appropriately for. I think they were very concerned, but they seemed like they knew he had it, like he had been there before. So I'm 30 years old. So. They seemed to know that he was going to be okay, but they were still nervous, it seemed. Which is fair. If a 70-year-old man walked up to me and was like, hey, can you spot me for 405 real quick? I'd be like, I don't really want to, but sure. I was like, I want to, but I don't want to. I don't want to be the guy that lets this happen, you know? But at the same note, like, it's impressive, so... Makes sense, Nick. Yeah, so obviously job specific. If you need to have cardio for your work, sure. You guys would be surprised how good my cardio is. I think you guys would be pleasantly surprised. You guys would be surprised. My cardio, for someone that doesn't do cardio on a routine basis, whatever, in the gym, you'd be surprised how good my cardio has held up. Yeah, it's crazy. Don't count out older folks on the bench, the deadlift, the squat. Some of those guys just built like that, and they stay built like that. We did some fireworks earlier and ate some steaks. There's not really an age that's there's not really an age that's too young or too old to lift, in my opinion. As long as you can do it safely. As far as muscle development, you know. if you, so it's hard for me to help with, Gavin, I'm gonna be honest. But I can't really tell you without seeing the injury and like seeing what's causing the pain as far as movements. And even then, sometimes it's hard to tell. But generally, if you tore something significantly, you'll see some kind of like visual item to go with it. So maybe some bruising, that's common, but it sometimes even that doesn't pronounce very well. But generally tearing, you'll see some kind of bruising. You'll generally know when you tore something. It's going to be painful, very painful. You might have pulled or twisted something the wrong way as a possibility. You just aggravated and it's inflamed. But the only way to really tell if you tore something is either, see those indicative things like bruising in the area, or you could go and get it looked at. But generally, if it's just something that's minor, it should go away in a couple of days, just some inflammation. So, but I'm not a doctor. So I always tell people, if you're worried about it, if you think it's actually torn, you might want to see a doctor. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be, generally there'll be a visual indicator if you tore something significantly. So I've seen people with their biceps look like they're in their shoulders here. It just depends. What's up, NPC? Yeah, bicep tears are rough. They always look rough too. August 16th. August 16th is my next meet. All right, 225 for 3. So we were bulking. We got all the way up to like 181 to 182, but we're having to maintain around 180 right now. So we're about 178 probably, give or take. 177, somewhere in that ballpark, because I can't go over 181 is the top of this weight class I'm in now, so I can't go over that. So 180 is the most I want to be the day before the weigh-in. So give myself about a pound of wiggle room. Yep, just training here, We don't do politics here. There's enough political channels out there. I'm not one of them. Everybody's a political analyst nowadays. It's crazy. All right, 225 for 3. Yeah. Robert, I'm not saying that HIIT workouts, high intensity interval training or cardiovascular focused workouts are not good for you in your old age. I'm saying that weight training, in my opinion, is superior, and also there's a lot of studies that point that direction as well.
There's not really a study that compares one to the other over a long period of time. Not a long enough period of time to be significant in my opinion. So a lot of it is speculation. You can't study long-term effects in a sample size or a sample group that's already aged, right? It's hard to do because pre-existing conditions play a role. So unless there's a study I'm not aware of that they started when these guys were like 19, 20, 21 years old and followed them all the way until they were 70 or 80, it would be hard to have a true to form study on that. And as much as fitness has evolved over the last 50, 60 years, it would still be hard even with that. That's why you don't see a lot of those studies out there, because they're hard to sample and they're hard to actually like, they become very outdated very quickly. So. But we're not going to agree on it, Robert. I will 100% say that my belief, my experience, the studies that I have looked at correlate weight training, good, well done weight training, mind you, with better results for the elderly, you know, people over 60. There's nothing wrong with HIIT training. Sure. You can do as much HIIT training as you want. It's going to make you healthier. Mind you, HIIT training does not only include cardio. It is cardio based, but there's weight training in HIIT training. You can do HIIT training with weights. So. Is your training for study for skipping legs? I am a you have to get your leg day in. You have to get your leg day in. All right. That being said, look, if you're trying to like torso max, right? You skip legs a few times, your torso looks twice as big. You know what I'm saying? Get that Dorito build going. Get that Dorito build going. Yeah, NBC in training I don't do super deep on every session because we're doing squats 6 days a week right now, and that would be abusive to my kneecaps to go to depth 6 days a week. So about once or twice a week we go full depth for a couple of our reps, for a couple of our sets or reps. But 6 day a week full depth would be yeah. I know the standard for powerlifting. We definitely dip down lower in competition, and we do in training as well. So yeah. So I'm actually a little excessive in my powerlifting meets with my depth, because I'm so worried I'm gonna miss depth that I end up going way lower than I have to, and I think it scares the spotters once in a while, because I mean I'll go like, I'm talking about like here. Like I'm like, there's no way you're calling me on depth. Not in a million years you're gonna call me on depth today. You know? I think the only time I got called on a squat in a powerlifting meet was I jumped the start call. I started like I was watching his hands, and I thought he was giving me a down signal, and he did not. And I started my squat, and I knew halfway down that he didn't. I was like, damn. I was like, I'm gonna have to redo this. So, or I'm gonna miss this lift. So. Yes, yeah, we're doing 6 days a week right now on the squats. I remember my squats from yesterday and today and the day after. My quads have been pumped for like 2 weeks. They are like bricks right now. It's great. All right. Like today is my fifth squat session of the week. We went up to like 335 this week at our highest end this week. So what's up, Joshy? We do a lot of singles, Wooly. We do a lot of singles. It's powerlifting. We usually do a drop set on squats, but this is our fifth squat session this week, so we're not doing a drop set this week. We did a drop set yesterday, day before, and the day before. So powerlifting is the gig here, though, so you're going to see a lot of singles when you're here. It's all about maximal weight, But on the fifth day, your quads start to speak to you a little bit. Your quads start to talk back a little bit on day 5. Sure. What's up? What's the finisher? I can't tell you I'm gonna do it, but we'll talk about it. It's highly dependent on what it is. by 20 by 20 seconds. Nah, I'm good. Keep it. All of those numbers are over 7. All of those numbers are higher than my lucky number 7, right? You can have it. I agree. Would it? Here's the thing. I'm not disagreeing with you. Would it work? Yes. Would it be a finisher? Yes. For today and tomorrow, 3 days from now, next month, probably by my birthday, I should recover. What is going on? Oh, I would agree. It sounds effective. I agree that it sounds highly effective. Now, here's the thing. You got to make sure there's some key factors I think you're leaving out in your finisher that you should probably put if you're ever going to have someone do that. So if you're going to do something like that, make sure you just you prereq it with you can't have anything to do tomorrow, like physically. Like, do you have someone that can bring you breakfast in bed? Does your house have stairs? That's going to be a big deal. Does your car drive itself, or do you have to use a gas and brake pedal? Like, those are going to be key asks before you have someone do that. 500 reps is a lot of reps. You can keep that rep range. I only count to 7. I haven't even figured out what these 3 fingers are yet. I've been working on it. So after 7, if anybody knows what the next 3 numbers are, that'd be great. I've only gotten up to 7. My job cannot be done without my legs. Well, I probably could. If I can get to the gym, I can tell someone what to do. But the way I do my job as a trainer, I usually set my clients up for their movements. I rack, de-rack their weights for them so they can conserve energy and do their lifts to the full potential. So yes and no. I could do my job with that. Not effectively though. Not as effectively. So all my clients have a personal weight caddy with their trainer, right? So if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Has anybody tried that? I think as a kid we tried that. Me and my brothers, we definitely tossed a wrench at each other at one point after seeing that movie. It definitely happened. We didn't have a dodgeball, but we had wrenches. I'm sure we had some kind of dodgeball in the house. It wasn't nearly as fun, I'm sure. I'm just glad we decided against the traffic one, you know? If you can dodge traffic, you can dodge a ball. All right. What do we got? I think that's it for tonight, guys. I think that is the workout for the night. I have implemented both of them for my clients in the past. I don't do either of the two, pistol squat or curtsy lunge. They're great, but they're not great for what I want to do right now. So, Mark, I'm still waiting on that bench press competition. We said that we were going to bench together. We said we're going to go bench for bench, and you still have yet to set that up. Mark did say this. Mark said at one point that we were going to go bench for bench. He bet me like $1,000 or something like that, I'm pretty sure. Barbell row, I'm comfortable into the threes. I don't know what my max is. I think we've done up to like 350, 365. We're working on 405 barbell row right now, all right? It depends on the range too. I don't know my PR. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know my PR on that. I'm comfortable from the floor. From the floor, I'm comfortable a little over 300 pounds for a few reps. T-row, we're good for 7 plates. We've done 7 plates on stream with T-row. So, but whatever that is, that amount. 7 plates is solid on the T-row though. The problem with the 7 plate T-row is not rowing it. It's the getting it into the position to row it. So, unbeatable. I am unbeatable in staring contests. I am unbeatable in staring contests. Has anybody else had the opportunity to try and beat me in the staring contest? I posted a video yesterday, the day before. Hold on, ready? Y'all ready? I'm just playing. We're not gonna do it right now. We're not gonna do it right now. I can't see you guys. So that's not a fair one. If someone wants to try and beat me in the staring contest, if someone wants to try and beat me in it, it's on the channel. It's my short. Do it live right now. Technically, you did win, but I wasn't being serious about it right now. My eyes are very tired. It is late. Hold on. We can do one. Give me 1 second. Go. Nope, I ain't got it right now, guys. I can't do it right now. My eyes are so tired. They're hurting like immediately. No, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Mark, you already have one of my photos or a screenshot of me as your profile picture. You guys can see how red my eyes are right now. They're so worn out. They are so worn out. It's late for me. It's late for me. I did not send that to you. I for sure didn't. For sure didn't. So, I mentioned this in the Discord. How's it going, Hunter? I mentioned this in the Discord, but I don't smoke, bully. Yeah, it's technically the 5th now for me. Happy 4th, Grandma Sue. Happy 4th. But someone decided to call my phone. I don't know who it is. I didn't answer. But someone from the stream has been calling my phone. They gave me 2 phone calls yesterday. I ignored both of them. So I'm going to have to get a second phone for work, it seems. I had to get a second phone for work. Didn't expect that to be an issue yet, honestly. 5,000-ish subscribers we're closing in on, and I'm already getting phone calls. I probably need to go ahead and invest in a second cell phone. I didn't expect to have that problem yet. My work is very public. I have my own business, so my cell phone is very much available. So that's a good question, Ella. That's a good question. I'll ask Mark that question. Mark and someone else, Ella. There's more than one person. It was Mark and Bando Kev have done the same thing. Yeah, we're doing all right. We're not doing bad, Mark. We're not at all. What is doxing me going to do for anybody, though? They want to know why you were using my picture. But I don't understand what doxing me is going to do for them. I'm not like hiding from like my chat. You guys know what gym I work out in. So yeah, I'm not like, why are you're doxing someone that knows that is very public about the places he works out. It's not like I'm super concerned about it. And they haven't really doxed me, I guess. But the crazy part is, not only did they call my phone, but they didn't even block their own number. Just creatine and pre-workout. They didn't even block their phone. They called me from their actual phone number. So no, they didn't. Not this time. Not that I've seen, Cowboy. We had that earlier this year, but not recent. You can't take the poster, yo. You can't take the poster. Ugh. It was a California number. So I won't give any more information than that. Yep. You know who it is, Mark? I have my suspicions, but I didn't want to answer it because I didn't want them to think it was okay to do. All the way across the country, yes. Wild. Only one other Californian. We have a few people from California here. Honestly, sign up the number to telemarketers. I was going to say, I think it was probably JL from last night because it was immediately after I banned his second account. Not only did he call me, I believe, right, but he also went and commented on a bunch of videos, like went digging through my library of old videos. He went and commented on a video all the way from 2023, 2 years ago. A 2-year-old video, he found one that he thought was funny enough to comment on. In excess. So if you go to my channel, I have a physique shoot from 2 days ago on my channel. If you're looking to see what the physique looks like, I did a proper physique shoot 2 days ago. It's in my YouTube shorts. You can see it there. No, I've had people call the gym, yes. But no, this is my personal cell, they called. This is my personal cell. But yeah, my physique shoot's on my channel. You can find it in my shorts. No, yeah, it's crazy. So it's rare still, but I do once in a blue moon have there's a couple people in my area that watch the stream that don't know me personally, that have mentioned they watch the stream, so that's kind of cool. So I'm seeing people in the real world that have seen me on YouTube, which is interesting and a little jarring sometimes. So, but they're cool. They're cool people. I don't mind meeting people that have seen me on stream. But that, and then yeah, I'm not super worried about it. I have a lot of doubt that that'll ever become an actual issue. As far as like, by that point, I'll have my other phone set up. So I am getting a second cell phone for that purpose. So I have a work phone and a personal line. So, but yeah, I get calls to the gym. I get emails. I get, of course, social media. I get tons of social media messages to my Instagram. I get messages on Facebook and everything else. So TikTok, I very rarely post on TikTok, but TikTok, I get a message every now and again. But what's that, Marty? It's rare that anybody actually gets under my. I would say that I've never had someone get under my skin with trolling. It's difficult to do. It's difficult to do. Mark does his best to do so, but Robert, I saw your message. I do eat beef, yes. I would say that I don't see a significant difference in the way I feel acutely from eating beef before competition to eating chicken or turkey. But I will say that beef is definitely a top tier protein source. I do not have one of those, Cowboys. I do not have one of those. I don't do that. So not my gig. But it is that time. It's time for me to go get some sleep, guys. Another workout down, all right? Another workout down. That's why I only drive in the grass, Mark. I drive off-road. No, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think we're gonna get into the other gym tomorrow. I think we're gonna get into the other gym tomorrow, like we were earlier this week. I was supposed to go up there today, but of course with the 4th, they weren't staffed. I couldn't get a membership together today, or at least. But we're gonna get a membership probably set up tomorrow, and get in there. So. I don't know. I'll post a link to the Discord. I announced those in the Discord, but it's probably going to be around 9 o'clock because I think we'll have a workout partner tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure on that one yet. So hopefully we have a workout partner tomorrow, so we have a spotter. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate it. I will see you guys tomorrow around 9 to 10 o'clock. All right. Appreciate y'all. Happy 4th. Happy 4th. Y'all have a good one.